What is your opinion on rewrites? Spicy. We have a web app that runs on TVs, written in Angular 2. Alright. The topic of doing a rewrite came up, and at least half of the team, including the manager and effective team lead, are wanting to do a rewrite, probably rewriting into React. Alright. I don't see why. I see that the guys are after something newer, maybe something they prefer, but do they have actual reason to do this rewrite? Let's see. Maybe there is a good reason, maybe there is none. Let's see. The whole idea seems insane to me. In many cases it is. If you don't have a proper value proposition, if you don't have any technical, procedural, operational reason for rewrite, probably that's not the best case. Angular is not to everyone's flavor, but if your app needs some refactoring, for sure. But the idea that we would rewrite the app to get some hopeful performance gains seems ridiculous to me. And this is actually a good question because React is far more performant now, but it doesn't necessarily have to be more performant than other JS frameworks. It really depends how it's done and what kind of bottlenecks are resolved. Maybe there's some bottlenecks in existing code. So this point about refactoring and maybe fixing the not optimal bits, maybe the good way to go. Let's see. In my experience, anytime you rewrite at the end of it, you still have to spend a huge amount of time fixing all the new bugs you just introduced. True, absolutely. I feel like to rewrite an app, you need to be able to conclusively say we have a problem X that we just can't work around and will break the app that we know Y framework fixes. Perfect. I would say you don't need to know that a Y platform fixes that, framework fixes that. You may have this assumption, you may do experiment this way, but yeah, you need to have like some proper reason, some proper thing that's saying, I can go further. And I had a perfect example. We were doing some messaging app, which in the beginning was quite simple. Like imagine Messenger. But so we used Angular 2 ages ago. And Angular is relatively good. It's a good when you are creating some application which is like more or less like monolith, like one UI, yeah? But then we had to add a lot of customization, moving things around. We had to divide it to small micro UIs. And it was very difficult because at that point, if I remember correctly, Angular had one root and it was difficult to do something like portals in React. It was difficult to have multiple sub-apps running in the same window. So that was one of the main reasons we had to change, because the whole product have pivoted. So we had actually a business case. We're changing the whole product, so we'll write things from scratch, because even if we did it in Angular, we will have to start from scratch. So this point, spot on over here. All right. Do people really do rewrites just because hot new framework is Y and they want to stay relevant? Yes, people are doing that. Is it right? No, it's not right. It's not the right reason. It's bonkers. I would say it's good to find projects worth using new technology to keep your team motivated. It doesn't have to be your main project, or you may iterate over introducing, there's places where you can have a hybrid framework applications, especially if you can divide your app into different, with web, yeah? If you can divide your app into different frames, different micro UIs, you can use different things. You can try if you have separate UI for admin, separate UI for customer, something using, React Native. You can play with those things, but rewriting for the sake of new framework, if it's not delivering any value, it just cost. It doesn't do anything. And you still can, it's not like someone tries to write it with some VB polyfill back in the days when I didn't want to adopt JS. Yeah, it's just another JavaScript thing. Makes no sense. So I'm with this guy totally. Am I just being lazy here? No, you're just practical. You're not lazy, you're practical. I know every developer likes to do new stuff. Greenfield projects are amazing, but in the end of the day, we need to deliver value. The company has to make money. And if we start rewriting things for the sake of rewriting, we introduce a lot of risks. It's not about bugs. It's about blocking whole the pipeline. It's that if we stop working on improving production, if we stop measuring that, if we don't have any knowledge about what works, what not, where the business struggles, then we're putting our company at risk. We're in a situation when we can stop any ability to grow, to adapt for a longer period. And in the meantime, market can change. And if our company wouldn't be able to adapt, we're out of our work. So I would say truth of 42, you're right. As long your team didn't say about and told you about something important, but I don't. And I think you'll like this video.